Welcome to Cosmic Unity Temple. Today we have a very special guest with us, Myriam. She's Dorota's friend. She's an astrologer, and she's going to help us dive into a little bit more about elements and planets and other things that really impact us and our well-being and our direction and our journey. So welcome, Myriam.
Welcome, and Dorota here. Miriam is a globally recognized galactic astrologer and a family constellation guide. In a quantum soul guidance session, she helps you discover your star origin and purpose. Whether as a visionary, soul tribe leader, or empowered human, Miriam activates your galactic gifts and reconnects you with your soul family, offering clarity on areas like business, relationships, and health. And here is Miriam. Welcome, and I am so excited to have you here. Elements in a galactic chart. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Dorota and Sabina, for inviting me. It's very exciting to be with you both. And yeah, elements in astrology is a huge topic. So we have 4 hours, right?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, why
yes, we
not?
do. Why not? Yeah, it's an ocean. It's an ocean topic. So, how elements in our galactic chart affect who we are, and how does that work? How can we see elements in our galactic chart?
Mm. Elements in astrology are very important. You could do a reading, a full reading, spot on only by talking about the elements in your chart. The elements, and there are more. We will not only talk about elements, but we will talk about modalities as well.
Okay.
And about energies too, because it's all interwoven as everything is, and one leads to the other. But for me, elements are really important because I have a bit of shamanic training and I use the elements daily to open up my sacred space in which I work. So I'm really, really very much connected to the elements, and I find them really, really important in my daily life. And so it is really a topic dear to my heart. And in galactic astrology, it is a bit different because we talk about the fixed stars on top of the planets in our birth chart. But to start, let's dive into the how would I say, traditional astro chart. And the elements in the astro charts are, as you might have guessed, fire, earth, air, water. And the elements are connected to the zodiac signs. So fire signs, for example, are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And this might be a bit surprising because Aquarius, of course, the water bearer, has a lot of water in his name, but he is actually an air sign. And the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And all those signs are distributed in our chart in a triangle. So you always have a triangle of water signs, air signs, earth signs, and fire signs. And and the three zodiac signs that represent an element always represent a certain quality of the element. Let's, for example, say water. We have Cancer, and Cancer represents the sweet water, the rivers, and the small how do you say, creeks and so on. Scorpio describes the deep, quiet waters like ponds and so on. the dark, mysterious waters, the muddy waters too, and Pisces obviously represents the sea, the wide water, and so on. So
That's
here,
interesting.
That's awesome insight. That makes sense. My husband's a Pisces. My son's a Scorpio. So we have three water signs in the house. But
Wow, each
yeah, it
different.
totally. Hmm?
Each different, right?
Yes, yes. You know,
yes,
and he's very much the old, you know, the cosmic sea, ocean. Like he goes out there.
Wow.
Cool
yeah.
info. Thank
So
you.
already we have a discernment here, and this is so fascinating how it all plays together. And then, of course, it is interesting how you, Sabina, for example, let me just have a look. Um, yeah, you have a lot of Earth. You're an Earth dominant person, so this would be interesting how the Earth dominant person is connected to a water dominant person, and how
Mhm.
they support each other, and where the friction starts, right?
Right.
So this is really interesting too in synastry, how the elements either fit or clash.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
just give me more clarity when you said, so you're talking about that I have a lot of earth in my chart? And then, so were you talking about me as one earth person and then water person, or were you talking about my husband
Okay.
as the
Yeah,
water?
when you talk about your husband being a
Hmm.
water sign, so you
Hmm.
talk about his sun sign, right?
Hmm.
So what he's a Scorpio, you said?
No, he's Pisces.
Oh, Pisces, sorry. So yeah, okay, okay. Um, but this is one aspect in a chart, but then we have to have a look at the planets. Where do the planets fall in which zodiac sign? And then we just add them up. How many planets are in Earth signs? How many planets are in water, fire, air? And this way we can distinguish what kind of overall um, uh, um, element person someone is.
Miriam,
And
would
you, for
you,
example,
I'm
Sabina,
sorry.
sorry.
Would you want to share your chart? If you send me a request to be co-host, maybe I can switch you on, and maybe you can share the chart, so maybe it's a little bit easier to talk about, and then Sabina
Mhm.
can see her chart. Let's see if we can do that. That would be so cool. This is amazing. There you
I
go.
just sent you a request. Okay, here we go.
Yay.
Yeah.
Now we're cruising.
So this is Sabina's galactic astrology chart.
Oh, look at this beautiful rainbow.
And uh, here it's really easy to understand how it works. You can see green, purple, blue, and red, representing earth, air, water, and fire, obviously. Earth,
Mhm.
air is purple for some reason. Um, and you can see here already the triangle forming, right? Here, the earth triangle, here, the air triangle, and so on.
Wow.
Um, so Sabina, your sun is in water. You're a Cancer born, so you would say you said that in your family you are three water signs, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is where you can find what kind of sun element you are. Also important is more important, I would say, than the sun sign is the ascendant. Here for you in Virgo, which is an earth sign. And then you just count the planets if you like. So you have Saturn and Mars in Earth sign, you have Moon in Earth sign, and you have, well, if we count Chiron, we can count Chiron in. So you have one, two, three, four planets in Earth signs, and so on. Then we won't. It depends how you want to count it, right? Here we have dark moon Lilith. We can count her in or not. Definitely Pluto in air sign. And Venus. So you have two planets in air, and you have Uranus. Oh, I can't see. Sorry, because the mini pictures are here. Okay, so you have Uranus and Mercury in water, and in fire you have Neptune. Neptune doesn't like fire at all. And and let's see. Yeah, that's it. I forgot Jupiter. Jupiter is also an Earth sign. So therefore, you have five planets in Earth, and therefore you're an Earth dominant person.
Ah, that's how we determine that. Okay, okay.
I feel like I'm learning about the Earth right now, like in this lifetime. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know if that plays a role, but yeah. Okay.
And then, of course, it's important to see, are there any elements that are totally underrepresented? For you, it might be, what is it? I have your,
What about the fire?
yeah, I have Sabina's here. Very underrepresented for Sabina is fire.
Unrepresented?
Underrepresented. So there aren't many planets in fire signs, as I said. It's Neptune, and that's it.
Yeah.
One planet. And Neptune, as I said, is a water planet. So Neptune in Sagittarius feels a bit
A little wet.
too hot.
And when you say unrepresented, what does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Underrepresented.
Underrepresented?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So for you, Sabina, if you want, we can talk about it. The lack of fire might mean that there is you might underestimate your abilities. You might suffer from a lack of self-confidence, and you are not very extrovert. And on a physical level, you do not like physical exercise too much. So this is something that let me know if that's true. For sure, definitely an area that you have to be aware of.
Yeah, I mean, I like certain sports, and then I will use that activity for those sports, like winter sports, snowboarding, stuff like this. My brother is very athletic. He always goes, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, that's okay. I rather paint. So that's true. I think it's true. But I always keep myself busy. So my exercise is being busy, which that's good. I can't really sit down for a long time. So maybe that would be balancing a little bit that.
Yeah, that is the earth element that kicks in, because earth dominant people are normally very good at creating practical results from their actions. So they really want to be active, to have something, they can show for. They also have a very good common sense, which I really, really love. They are stable, they enjoy organizing, building, also working hard, as I said. On the other hand, they are not so good at taking risks. And I also wrote down narrowness of vision. I don't think that's the case with you, but so the earth element is, as it is so dominant, it might make up for some of the lack of fire energy with you.
Okay, good. Yeah, that makes sense. There's things that I do I feel challenging, and It's not easy to push through those situations, but when that resistance comes, I learned how to be aware of it, and it's like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. But yeah, definitely, like getting up in the morning has always been so hard for me. So hard.
What about
Yeah.
the dominating element, and what's the benefit and what's the downside?
How do you mean? Like with Sabina, the
Hmm.
earth element, what does it mean?
Oh, you just explained it. Yeah. Sorry.
I can talk a bit more about earth if you like. Um, should I stop sharing for the moment?
It's up to you. It looks very interesting. If it helps it to stay on, you can leave it on.
Okay, okay, let's do that. Okay, the earth represents the physical senses, our material world. Um, Earth persons are cautious, but they are enduring too, and they're really reliable. They are also very determined and persistent, and they are so loyal, and I love that so much about the Earth persons.
Mm.
They're realistic, as I said, practical, but also so loyal characteristics. Um, the Earth dominant people need a lot of practical duties and responsibilities. That's where that's where they are most comfortable. Um, and as I said, they need to accomplish something physical that has tangible results. So when you say, Sabina, that you love to create, that you are an artist, for example, that is a very dominant a trait for sure.
Mhm.
And you get a lot of energy. For example, if you are in your garden, if you do gardening, when you're in nature in general, cooking, food, herbs, everything that comes from the earth makes you really, really happy and brings you a lot of energy. And the thing that earth dominant people really want to integrate in their lives is they worry too much about the future sometimes. So they really need to, or I should say, they are invited to learn to be more cheerful, to be more generous towards their life. And therefore, they need a little bit of fire because fire gives them the inspiration and
Mhm.
motivation, whereas earth provides them a lot of substance.
Mhm.
So, with you, with a lot of earth energy, you definitely want to incorporate more fire energy in your life.
Mm. What about that water
Makes sense.
element? How does it work with her dominant earth
The
element?
war element,
Mm-hmm.
the
Because
water, you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, the water.
For Sabina, I found that water and air are nearly in equilibrium. So Earth is at 45.3% for you, Sabina, which is a lot, and fire only 8.5%. So you can see the discrepancy, whereas Earth, water and air are at 24 or 22%, more or less. So this is in equilibrium. You want to bring a bit more air and water energy as well into your life, but the most important thing for you is to really bring the fire energy into
Right.
your life.
That makes
And
Hmm.
sense.
you did this quite intuitively and very cleverly by bringing Dorota in your life.
I was gonna say, who is our fire
Yay!
baby?
And this is what I was talking about. We look for the people what-
Compensating.
They complete us in a sense.
complete us. Exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you, Ina. So Dorota has a lot of fire in her chart, 43.9% to be exact. And
Bernie.
She's burning. And Dorota, you need to bring more water into your life.
Okay.
The
I
water
well,
element
I
is
know
important.
that I have a lot of earth, but I feel a lot of water for some reason. I always felt so.
Hmm.
What's your husband's zodiac sign? Out of curiosity, Dorotka.
Paul is the stubborn one. Taurus. I think.
Taurus.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Bull.
so Miriam, can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Because that's interesting. Because you know, we have a zodiac sign, which is whatever given element. Okay, can you tell me or us or the you know everybody who's watching, um, how does that play a role? Because it seems you know I'm Cancer, which is water, but in my chart the dominant one would be Earth. So how
yes.
does that you know how does that work? What you know I don't know, just some insight, whatever you can talk about.
Well, traditionally, or in a general sense, we have decided to make the sun the dominant factor in our chart. And as I said, for me, yes, the sun represents our will, our beingness, the I amness in our chart, but it is one of 10 planets, right? Or, well, if we want to say sun and moon are the luminaries and the other eight objects, celestial objects are planets. So of course, sun and moon represent a lot of our of our individuality, but the other planets play a very important role as well in our chart, and it is more about how they are distributed in our chart, which is more interesting for me, I would say. So really, really, of course, we can look at the sun. This is the symbol for sun, the circle with the dot in the center. And we can look in which zodiac sign it falls, depending on when we were born, what date. But the moment we were born represents the ascendant, and the ascendant is it is actually really the portal of our first breath. And this is something that is so really, really important because this is where we brought all the energy in.
Hmm.
It's not only the day, it is the moment that is so special. Because I think that there needs to be a lot of background work to bring our soul at this specific moment through a lot of star portals. Uh, uh, in this moment to create this exact birth chart. And it is
Mhm.
different for every one of us. So it is very, very unique and very special. And the uniqueness of the energy is represented by the ascendant. And that's why I think the ascendant is so important. And your ascendant is in Virgo. So there is already a lot of earth energy with your ascendant, which I find important for sure.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's interesting. And if you have my birthday and you have Sabina's, so she was born like in the moon time, and I was born as a sun time. So it's interesting to me because when we were working on our light codes, we incorporated in our logo elements that look like sun, and we draw basically sun and a moon at the same time.
Yes.
So it was like um, definitely a confirmation that there is no accident, and somewhere out there we decided that this is the moment where we're gonna get together and we have work to do, so let's do it. And it happened in a year when I decided to heal everything that I needed to heal to move forward. And that's when Sabina came and a whole bunch of other beautiful people into my life.
Brilliant. And you invited Sabina in, who is a full moon baby.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
full sun, you are full moon. Look at that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because Sun is here at 6 degrees Cancer, And on the opposite side of the wheel, we find moon at 6 degrees, 30 minutes. So just 16 minutes off the precise full moon moment. And you told me that your birth time was 10:30, and I am quite sure that it is not quite accurate. Because I don't know where you got your birth date, which birth time, which is really important. For sure, our mothers are at, I would say, 80 to 90% of the time they are wrong around the birth moment. Probably because they were busy with other stuff.
Because they're busy giving birth.
So
Right.
never trust your own mother when she talks about birth
Yeah,
time. Rather ask
I
the.
know. I actually, I was kind of, I don't know if I do have a record of that because we moved here as kids and it was not all the documents were able to come with us. I'm gonna say all that, but so I was kind of using my pendulum to
Yes.
pinpoint it. So I agree with you. I do have that feeling too that this is probably not the right time, but I mean that's what I got.
But you're a
Yeah.
full born nonetheless, I believe. This is too exact to be disregarded.
Yeah. My
It
mom
feels
told
very
me,
much.
sorry. So my mom told me that the time that my dad gave me is not correct. But like you said, she was busy, so I trust my father more with time than my mom because he was there waiting, so he had to be looking at the watch. Is she there yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we done here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was not aware of the fact that I was born on the full moon. I met once this Lakota shaman, Native American person who was able to tap into this chart in some sense just by you telling him the date. He was able to channel it. So he was the one who actually told me that I was born on a full moon. And I mean, the
In-
feeling I got out of it when he was saying that to me, I had to grab myself onto something because I was feeling like I'm gonna fall over. I mean, the energy that just came with that was incredible. So he said you were born during the day, during the full moon. And then that aligned with some dreams that I had where I saw the moon and the sun in the sky together. So that was pretty crazy. But yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Interestingly enough,
Mhm.
you can see exactly why you were born during the day. So this line here, the horizontal line, is actually the horizon when we look outside in nature. And sun moves from the ascendant all the way down to the descendant. And this axis here is the Imum Zöli MC medium Zöli, which represents the highest point of the sun at the moment, at the day of your birth. So you were born in Cancer time, which is June, July. So the sun is already at its zenith, or his or her zenith, which makes it nearly vertical during summer solstice, right? Which is the highest point of the sun. So sun moves towards the zenith, and therefore I would say, yeah, you were born in the late morning, just before noon.
Wow.
That's so easy to discern. So you don't have to look at the birth time so much. You just look at the sun and you know when someone was born.
Interesting.
So you were a day baby as well.
Wow. This is amazing. This is all amazing information. I'm soaking it in.
I know it's wild because there's so many aspects of us.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, like we were talking, our podcast, the other that we were doing, it was the title was The Soul's Blueprint. So there's just all these things that make us who we are. And it's just incredible. It's just like we are, and even though we lack at some places, then we have this totem or like this spirit guide who comes in with that other thing. So there's just so much possibility to do balance those things. You know, it's all up to us, but it's just fascinating. It's like I love this. And I love this chart. I had a chart done by a Vedic astrologer once, and it was so hard to read. It looked completely different, but this kind of makes more sense to me when I look at it. You know, it's just my brain comprehends this better. I don't know why. The other thing was a little complicated.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that too. It is like a rainbow of the stars that are encompassing your birth chart, isn't it? It's just so beautiful. I just want to make you aware of this Sirius B Mirsa fixed star, which is conjunct your sun. And Sirius, of course, is one of the most important, has been and still is one of the most important star systems for us, but for ancient astronomers and astrologers as well. So Sirius is really, especially at this time of the year, it is dominant. But I would like to show you that Sirius B is supposed to be a water planet or a water sun, really. And a lot of water beings live in this realm.
Right. The
So I
dolphins,
find
the
this so
whales.
interesting.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
have the sun and you have the water represented by Sirius B in your birth chart as well. That is just so fitting. And I love the synchronicities around that, and I love the symbolism of that as well. So I don't know if you are connected to the whales and the dolphins, Sabina, because their collective comes from Sirius B, we believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
had the
there's
healing with water people that you were leading, Miriam, in our 12th night. And
Yes.
when I, after a little bit, I had a water being connecting with me. And when I asked, where are you from? He just said, I'm from water people. And then the first thing, I didn't connect it, but then when I was going back to those 12 nights, I was like, oh my God, duh, seriously, water people. Yes, it's amazing. I have that planet, I believe, in my chart. I have my chart somewhere. I don't know if you have my chart.
I do. I just have to pull it up.
It's nice.
this is cool.
Yeah, connecting with our star families is really important, I believe, because they have so much knowledge and so much wisdom for us, which we can unlock and use for our evolution. And they're so happy to help. They're really so super excited when we reconnect with them, because of course we have a long history with them. Our souls have incarnated many, many times in all of those star systems that are spread around the chart. They are not just there by coincidence, right? We have a connection with them. So for you, Sabina, it would be really, really lovely during your birthday, during your solar return, connect with a Sirius B and receive the guidance and the wisdom of your Sirian star family.
Wow.
This is really, really beautiful.
Thank you. And that's which birthday is that like which birthday would that be? Are you saying
Your
like
own
is there a
birthday.
birthday special like my what? On my birthday. Okay.
Your birthday. Yeah,
Okay.
because your birthday is really important, I believe. It represents why we are here. Every year we are reminded that we came here for a special reason, and also I believe not only to continue our soul journey, which is important, of course, but also I think we came here for a very, very special reason and mission. especially in these times of change. And it is really important to incorporate the energy of our star family more and more that is available to us, because we came in with the gifts and the um, uh, uh, also with the traits of the star of our star families. I wouldn't say just because Sirius B is conjunct your natal sun that you are a star seed from Sirius B. We would have to have a whole session for that and figure it out through by diving into the Akashic records and then verify in the chart. That's how I usually do it. But you have to tell me if you have a very special, if you feel drawn to a certain star system that is displayed here. You don't have to do it now, but
Which one? Okay, can you just mention few because I'm looking, but it's kinda hard for me to see. Which ones are all of them shown on this chart?
well, at
Or
the moment we look at 64
if you
fixed
have them?
stars, and they are displayed here on this chart. There are some that are conjunct with your planets, like Sirius B with your sun. But of course, there are other alignments as well, which are important. So here we have, and there, the intricate and very complex job of deciphering your chart starts. So where is your energy most where does it flow best and where is it blocked? Where do you get gifts from coming in, and where are the gifts that you innately have? And this is something we would have to discuss together, you and I, in a session.
So I
Cool.
mentioned this to Sabina. I have like I don't know if you will be able to see. I have the whole book. I print out my session information with Myriam, and there is a lot of information in this that helped me kind of put myself in a seat on this in this life. Like, okay, there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of littleness. Like I mentioned many times before, I used to feel like not only that I don't belong, but I am so small that it's not worth it. I wasn't worthy. I wasn't feeling worthy. And going through this chart kind of popped me into a place and say, hey, listen, you may be feeling like a little human, but look at your background, look where you came from and what you bringing with you. So just being with all that energy on a planet is very important. And it's not just me, it's every single person. If we are not here, then there is a missing link, there is a void. So we all come here for a reason and with a lot of information. And that gave me that comfort that, you know, I'm here for a reason and I am important, just like anybody else. I'm not more or
Yeah.
less. I'm here and I'm needed, just like everybody else. So this chart and this reading that we had with Myriam was very helpful to me. And now learning a little bit more about the elements and like you were saying, zodiac sign Aquarius, you would think it's a water. And I was always laughing and saying, haha, I'm a water sign, but I'm earth element. And I was always afraid of water. How does that, how does that work? But not understanding fully what it actually means. So this brings a lot of answers. And yeah, I do go into the water, but not the ocean. It's too deep for me. I like uh, the streams. I love streams. I really like walking up and down, looking at the rocks and just being in the water, but not where I feel like it's gonna swallow me. Not that deep.
It makes so much sense also because water, as I said, is really is really very, very underrepresented in your in the distribution of the energies in your chart. As I said, you are a fire dominant person, so you really, really need to bring more water in your life. It makes sense that you are afraid of the deep waters for sure. But
So who is the fire dominant person? What are the traits?
okay. The fire dominant persons are enthusiastic, they are inspired, they are self-motivated, they are optimistic, honest, and too much fire makes them brutally honest sometimes.
What I was gonna say. Yeah.
I'm toned down.
They are freedom loving, they take a lot of initiative, they are dramatic sometimes, they are impatient, passionate, joyful, and they fire persons love to look for positive, uplifting experiences, mostly through direct action. So there's, focused and they take what they want.
Yeah.
They really need to be around other passionate people because that's really firing them up. And they like work that is demanding and active. So
Makes
being
sense.
outside, benefiting from sunshine and physical activity. And I know, Dorota, that you love that. It is fire person 101. Fire dominant or fire persons really need to learn how to be calm and learn how to reduce stress because there is so much energy within them. They really need to get rid of a lot of stress. And of course, they do it through a physical action, but also it is important. And especially with not so much water in your chart, Dorota, really find a modality that helps you to calm down, to really
Yeah.
power down to.
I usually clean.
Yeah, but this is physical activity as well. If it helps you, it's fine. Because there's water involved, right?
Yes, there's water involved.
No, but
I
really,
was just
with so much fire, you have to be careful that you do not burn yourself out.
yes.
And so it is really water is not only, calming the fire. It is about emotions too. Water represents our emotional body, and so you might have denied early in life your emotional nature. You brought that up before, so
Yes.
and with lack of water, those persons normally try to be emotionally self-sufficient because they feel they don't get it from somewhere else, from their parents, probably from their family. So they really shut down and they are self-sufficient. They say, okay, that's enough. More is not available to me. So it is also really not so easy for water for those people who have a lack of water to form close friendships and relationships because they are so closed up sometimes. So they might have trust issues for sure. And so a bit of toxicity can build up physically and emotionally. So it is really a lot important to cleanse yourself in a direct sense, but also in a literal sense, but also in a how do you say? No, I forget the words in both languages. Um, yeah, cleansing yourself by, doing rituals and so on.
Yes, mentally, emotionally, physically, all the way around.
Virtually.
And I gotta mention here because maybe not everybody are watching every episode of our podcast. I mentioned before that I was working on my four bodies and I did the exercise where I just cut out the shape of each body, and I put name on every single one of them. So I had physical body cut out from paper, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And when I put my emotional body on my physical body screamed, like screamed, take this off of me. I hate it. I don't want it. I then understood that I did reject my emotions. I didn't want to deal with them. I was putting them in a jar on the back of the storage because it was too much. I didn't have tools to deal with my emotions. So it totally agrees with what you are saying now. But I think I'm coming out. I think I'm expanding. I think I worked through a lot of stuff, and getting there, the trust part, working through too, mainly by understanding others. I mean, trying to understand where they're coming from, and knowing that they have their journey, and when they brush against mine, it's for a reason. And always try to turn around and look at myself. Where is this thing that is bothering me in them? Where's this sitting in me, and why is it there? So, like the healing that I did set myself for in 2024, it totally, everything fits. It's like a glove. Thank you for that. It's really
You're welcome.
helpful.
I'll stop sharing now because I have a question for you now.
Okay.
So, with people who have a lack of fire, what kind of treatment would you recommend?
Me?
Yeah, for example, with
Oh, I know what you're doing.
with the oil- with the oils. Yeah, you know what to do, of course.
Well,
What
I
kind
don't.
of plant medicine, for example, would you recommend?
Oh, I would definitely go for ginger, black pepper, what is cinnamon? Cinnamon is a heat.
Hello.
Clove is a heat. Oh, clove. I call clove sea love because it got sea and then it is love. So sea loves you for sure. Yes.
Lovely.
And it's just all the spices that you are using during this season, making pumpkin spice, and then holidays as Christmas, those are warming
Yeah.
spices. Why? Because it's
Mhm.
cold outside. So just think about, there's a spice tea, spice chai latte. We add those spices to everything, or what we can add it to. I drink um, coffee with cinnamon every day. So maybe I should drop cinnamon and just leave water.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, so with persons who have a lack of water, what would you recommend for them?
Uh, that's Sabina. She can say that she is the water thing. An oily person also.
Huh. Lack of water, lack of emotion. I would just say sit in a meditation and try diving deep into your trauma, to bring that water out and just be honest with
Yelling,
it,
yelling,
allow it. Yeah. I
yelling,
mean, I'm
is
not really
balancing.
I'm a very emotional person. I was overly emotional. So that's the interesting. That's why that's why I always say that I feel like I am a lot of water.
I
Um,
would say cooling oils
and it was
like
like a
peppermint.
storm. Yeah.
Would you say,
Ah,
Sabina?
yeah,
All of
cooling.
those, yeah, all
Mm.
of those oils that have 1.9 in them, they're like,
Mm.
when you smell it, you can feel that cool breeze in an oil. So it's gonna be your peppermint, spearmint, it's gonna be your eucalyptus, it's gonna be your pine, and those are not just to cool, but also like the tree oils, like pine oil. It's very grounding. It when you think about the tree going up and down, that's very helpful. So being grounded always helps with emotions because you feel sturdy, you feel grounded, you have that strength from Mother Earth, that support that will help you to deal with whatever you have to go through, right?
I like the symbolism too of the trees because they bring up the water, right? And
They suck
uh,
it in.
yeah,
It's true.
Yes,
They are
and the
so much water.
nutrients. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I love the oil black spruce, the Northern Lights. That
Mm.
Young Living has that oil. It's harvested from the black spruce, and they grow it where we have aurora borealis because it absorbs that energy. So
That's
when you think
amazing.
about it, you are grounded, but you are so much into the space and connected to the universe.
Mm.
So we put drop
mm,
on the top of the head, and we are like connected to
Yeah.
everything. It's very good and it smells amazing. Yeah.
beautiful. I really love that because working with the earth and her gifts is really so important, especially for star seeds who are connected to the galaxy more
Yes.
probably than others.
Mhm.
They need a lot of grounding and they need a lot of reconnecting with the elements too. So it is really important to have a look at the chart from this point of view, not only looking at the stars, but also looking at the earth and her elements and the elements that surround us. Because, of course, as you said, Dorota, we are spiritual beings inhabiting this body, but
Yes.
it is a dualistic experience, right?
Yes.
We our bodies aren't meat suits, but we are not only spirit too, or soul too. So we really have to take care of those both modalities which make us whole.
Right. So we
Mhm.
bring the balance by bringing people who will complete us, and we bring the balance by working elements within ourselves to bring from the nature, the plants, the water from the ground, and yeah, and look at that. Wow. Um, that's
And intuitively connect with people who make us whole, who make us complete, right? Like you,
yes,
Dorota, and Sabina. I really love that how you help each other, balancing the elements in your charts.
you see our
Yeah.
light language signs on both sides. We also do light language together. So thanks to
Yeah,
you,
that
Myriam. I connected with Frederica, which we do light language, and thanks to the universe and magnetism in the universe, I got Sabina, which we've met. I've met with Sabina many years ago, but we really kind of like almost at the same time we thought about let's do something. I was thinking podcast. No
Mhm.
way, I was thinking podcast.
Let's
And it
do
was funny.
it together. It's gonna be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
There's a
because
lot
we
of
do,
sibling energy with both of you. Maybe we
yeah.
should do a synastry chart at some point.
Exciting. Exciting.
Mhm.
Ha-ha.
Like,
I will
with
come up with
Dorota, we
that.
really do align on that galactic level.
Mhm.
And like you were saying, for me, when I aligned with that, and just different symbolism comes through different things. But
Mhm.
when I connected with that, I connect a lot with Andromeda,
Me
um,
too.
because I feel like I'm completely flipped. I read from the back. I sometimes people really don't understand. Like with my husband, we were talking. He's like, "Oh, okay, so this is what you mean, but you're saying this." Like our
Dyslexia.
communication got so much better once we understood that aspect of me, because my sense of humor is different. Like all of it is so different,
Mhm.
and I really found myself when I realized all of that, like I accepted myself on a deeper level and I allow myself to be who I am because, well, okay, I think differently, that's fine because I am from there. So that's a very amazing aspect that we
It's
can learn
unique.
about
It's
where we
the
come from on
it's
a
unique.
starseed level.
Miriam, so which is
Yeah.
your dominating element?
Fire too.
fire.
Ooh, fire in the house.
Let's bring the water. That's great. Thank you so much, Myriam. I don't know, Sabinka, do you have any more questions?
No, this was awesome. This was great. We
Yeah,
can
wonderful.
do
So,
things in the future too.
Myriam, let's think about that dual chart. Um, I'm really like, what is this? What this can bring to the table? How we can discover ourselves on this level? Um, Thank you
I
so
didn't even
much.
know that you could do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, this is a favorite session. I offer synastry charts, not only for, couples.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that is beautiful because there's always so much confirmation. If you look at the elements, for example, but also how the karmic axes, for examples, are complementing each other and so on.
Oh,
Mhm. We can do synastry charts for parents and children. We
ah.
can do it for siblings. We can do it for
Business
business
partners?
partners. So there are so many possibilities with that, and they explain so much.
So can you do that if you have, let's say, friend or somebody you trust but you're not sure, and can you do that with that friend for that friend and yourself to see what's really not playing there? What is it that may create a conflict, and where is it coming from? Can you do that?
Yes, you can do that, but I would like to point out that it is always depending on the free will of the two persons I do a
Yes,
synastry chart for. So then it
absolutely.
needs to be a consent.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't do
Akashic
that.
records. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you were talking about Akashic records. So do you dive in there too when you do those charts?
Yes. This is my process. I access the Akashic records of my client or my clients, both of them. I track their soul journey, their soul origin, and their soul journey. I look at what point the souls decided to come into our galaxy. Mostly, they are really important portals in our galaxy. And from there, I track parts of our soul journeys here in the galaxy. Of course, it is a vast space, but the most important stations that are relevant for that session always come up, and they make a lot of sense, and they help to reconnect to the greater how do you say that? To the greater idea of who we really are. We are um, soul beings. We are very, very old, most of us, and we have traveled the universe and the galaxies for eons. And we have gathered a lot of experience and information. And at some point, we received the call from Mother Earth to come and support her in this time of great change and transformation. And with all our gifts, we are here. And with the special gift of the star system, we heard the call from Mother Earth, and that makes us a star seed from my point of view. And it is important to remember our star seed gifts to really help Mother Earth, to help all the beings here to go through this transformation with more ease and grace, and the love for the life we have here,
Yeah,
because it is special.
it is. Even if we get beat up after we recover, we see, oh, that's the thing. That's what I was supposed to know.
Come on, we trained for this for many
We
years.
did. We
Yeah,
did.
this is the time right now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Thank you
It's a
so
great time
much.
to be alive.
Yes. Thank you so much, Myriam, for taking time from your busy schedule and sitting here with us and talking about elements. To tell you the truth, I had no idea how much we can actually pull from that, but it's amazing knowledge. So I am grateful. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you to our viewers for watching. And I will post with this podcast contact information, how you can reach Myriam. It is an amazing knowledge, I tell you. Please use it and use it wisely. Take care until the next time.
And I wanted,
Go ahead.
sorry, I just wanted to add one more thing. You know, because we have all kinds of astrologers, but I think an astrologer like Marianne, who can also tap into the Akashic records and like go personally in that depth is just amazing. That's like a cherry on top of a cake. That's awesome when you're bringing your own gifts into, you know, this chart that you can pull up and just bring more personal stuff. That's beautiful. That's very meaningful. Thank you for what you do on this earth.
Thank you, Dorota. Thank you both of us for having me. It was a pleasure.
Same here.
Thank you.
See you next time. Aku Tante Anina. Ayo asi. Antuin. Anahina. Watahina. Wata alaw. Ta inon. Endi. Enau. Enipianaki. Watua. Atiana. Makante.
Tua saki ado ana oyata chikata a I u yana ita. Oyata iya katu anaya oi ika. Wati kala ota noasha. Oya unaya ona. Wakati an una jana iya. Jana ana iya kudana.